J-Novel Club adds 6 light novels, 1 manga, Arifureta Audiobook, Earl and Fairy, Magic Stone Gourmet, more license. J-Novel Club announced on Friday that it has licensed 6 new light novel series and 1 new manga. The company additionally announced it will release story writer Ryo Shirakomi and illustrator Takayaki's Arifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest Light Novel series in audiobook form. Sakuten Studios will produce the audiobook with J-Novel Club. The newly licensed titles include Earl and Fairy Light Novel, a J-Novel hard title by Mizui Tani and Asako Takabushi. On March 3, Parts 1 and 2 of Volume 1. Lydia Carlton is a fairy doctor who can see and communicate with fairies. When she embarks on a journey overseas to visit her father in London, she is kidnapped by a young man named Edgar Ashenbird, who introduces himself as an earl and requests Lydia's aid in searching for a treasure sword that will prove his status. Although she finds his story dubious, Lydia agrees to work with him, if only because he's her first real client. Meanwhile, rumors of heinous bulgari abound, and the culprit seems to bear an uncanny resemblance to Edgar. A J-Novel hard title launching today with Parts 1 and 2 of Volume 1. Magic Stone Gourmet, Magical Power Made Me the Strongest, light novel by Yuki and Chisato Narose. On March 3, Parts 1 and 2 of Volume 1. Following a mysterious gacha pull, an unlucky soul is reborn into a fantastical world as the young Ein Roundheart. He possesses a skill that allows him to break down poisonous substances, which is nowhere near as cool as his little brother's flashy combat skill. Ein does his best, but even so, his father and stepmother bypass him to proclaim their youngest son to the household, and things will get more complicated from there. On the heels of a fateful encounter with a young girl named Krone, Ein and his mother are shunned by the family and decide to take refuge in her home kingdom, where Ein is suddenly declared the crown prince. This marks the beginning of a whole new life for Ein. It is out to prove that he is worthy of the crown. Launching today with Parts 1 and 2 of Volume 1. Fake Saint of the Year, You Wanted to Be Perfect Saint, Too Bad, by Light Novel, a J-Novel hard title by Kabedon Daiko and Yorahito. March 3, Parts 1 and 2. After yet another late night of playing his favorite dating sim, Podo Nito, a self-proclaimed lazy neat, suddenly wakes up to find himself inside the game. Stranger still, he hasn't been reincarnated as the main character. Werner has his beloved waifu, Eterna. Instead, he's Alice, the absolutely awful fake saint who stole Eterna's rightful place and made her life a living hell. And so, neat to how he has one goal: change the story to ensure the game's stretching heroine finally gets the happy ending she deserves. To do that, he'll have to play matchmaker for Werner and Eterna, while also boasting the saint's popularity. Can this imposter scheme his way into a happy future for his favorite character? A J-Novel hard title launching today with Parts 1 and 2. Villainous Level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the Demon Lord. Light Novel, a J-Novel hard title by Satori Tanabata and Tia. On March 3, Part 22 of Volume 1. Humiliated Darkness is a run-of-the-mill villainess in an ultimate RPG, except for the fact that she's also rested secretly the overpowered hidden boss. But Yumiela wasn't always Yumiela, you see. In her past life, she was nothing more than an introverted college student and a full gamer. So when she realized that she's been reincarnated as a hidden boss, she's determined to steer clear of the protagonist and avoid her demise at their hands. All she wants is a nice, quiet life. Too bad when her gamer's instincts kick in. Yumiela can just ignore her awesome stats. A girl's got a grin, so with plenty of time in her hands before starting life at the academy, she gets a little carried away and maxes out her level 99. And when everyone else finds out, they get the wrong idea about her power. Now they think she's a demon lord. Is this OP villainess strong enough to win back the peaceful life I always wanted? A J-Novel hard title launched today with Part 22 of Volume 1. Only the Villainous Lord wields the power to level up. Light Novel by Raroi Toko and Raken. On March 3, Part 22 of Volume 1. Ryoichi Hasegawa, the top player in a strategy medieval RPG, is granted a special bonus by the developer and reincarnated into the game world, not as a protagonist, but as the villainous Lord Arhine Aintorian, who dies in the prologue. This means Arhine's survival is a race against time, where his domain is said to be invaded by a hostile foreign power in just one day. In order to save himself, Arhine must use his leveling systems that only he can access in his knowledge of the game to prepare his forces. The only hitch, of course, is that there's no way A villainous lord left a functioning military at his disposal. Can Erheim forestall that tragic fate skirting for him? Or is he doomed to play out his own demise? Launching today with part 22 of Volume 1. Make it stop. I'm not strong. It's just my sword. Light novel by Mansi Mansi and Kabutya. On March 10, Crow Titos is the greatest hero in the land. He's gallant, brave, and adored by all. The perfect warrior, or he will be if not for one minor detail. It's all an act. He'd like nothing more than to take it easy and live a quiet life. Preferably with an above-average girlfriend and a significant amount of wealth. Unfortunately, his cursed blade takes control of his body in its quest for his favorite meal, souls. But thankfully, it prefers to feast on the wicked, so he wanted to keep his curse a secret, and his sword satiated. Crow must keep the act as a hero and slay the dangerous Idyburn. They have been plaguing humanity for 1,000 years. Otherwise, his sword might run into its hunger, and the innocent are thrown crown into a mass murderer. Launching March 10. Dragon Daddy Diaries, A Girl Grows to Greatness Manga by Kasaya, Amigo Kariroda, and Sencha. March 3, Chapter 1 of Volume 1. An immensely powerful and ancient dragon, once worshipped as a god by humans but now only a myth in their eyes, wake up one day to find a human girl poking around his lair. The infant is barely old enough to say her own name, but is quite confident in calling the dragon Daddy. Bewildered by the unexpected visitor, the dragon soon learns that returning her to human civilization isn't going to be an option. Not yet anyway. He quickly decides to raise the girl himself, determined to give her a happy life that will lead her back to human society when she is older. Surely a simple task for the legendary being such as himself. All he needs to do now is to find a place for her to sleep, and figure out where he is going to get clothes for her. And wait, what do humans eat again? Based upon the light novel series of the same name, launched today in Chapter 1 of Volume 1.